Hey everybody, I'm Ralph Calabrese. This is Dad Positive, and today we're going to talk about the psychology of abortion rights activists. We're going to use my new friend Scott Galloway to segue into that. Take it away, Mr. Galloway.
I was raised by a single immigrant mother who lived and died a secretary. My mom and I speak openly about this. Terminated a pregnancy at the age of 47 when I was 17. Had she not had access to family planning, I couldn't have gone to college. I would have stayed home and gone to work.
Life's not fair, is it?
So the fact that we are now moving backwards around some components of women's rights, to me is unthinkable. And so I also feel a real debt to be involved and an advocate for bodily autonomy, because one of the reasons I'm here is I got to go to UCLA, which inspired this upward spiral of prosperity. And it's a little bit uncomfortable and awkward to talk about. But if I'd been a 17-year-old only child, the son of a woman who'd had to carry a child to term, this was 1983. That wasn't fucking Google. My mom wasn't going to get 6 months off. She was a secretary. So I would have had to have, I couldn't have gone to college. I couldn't have gone to college. I couldn't have gone to college.
Long live the king.
Okay, let's get right into this. Essentially, he's saying, thanks, Mom, for getting rid of my potential little brother or sister so I could have more. Me. That's why I used the clips from you know what. It's just bizarre. It's bizarre. This guy's bizarre. And so coming from someone who, here, that's his story. He's always telling his little repetitive. I'm the youngest of 8 kids, and my dad died when I was 2, but I'm also a twin. And I was born in 77, and because my mom had already had 6 kids, the doctor didn't want to tell her she was having twins because it would freak her out. And he didn't. According to her, he never told her she was having twins, and I was born last. So I'm essentially a unwanted baby, and or also maybe was protected because the doctor didn't want to cause her more stress. I don't know if she would have even thought about, aborting me or my brother. But the bizarre thing is, I don't that when I listen to this guy talk, it's so strange. It's just strange the things he says that doesn't think that he doesn't. I don't know, but anyways, so I'm thankful that that wasn't an option, and I'm speaking on it. I guess he won't know because his potential brother or sister will never get to tell their side of the story. Maybe they would have grown up to be, intelligent and compassionate and wise people, except, but now we're stuck with this guy. Okay, so what is the psychology of this guy? What is the psychology of all of these, pro-rights activists? Where, it's the psychology of he explains it, and I was so thankful when I heard him say this, because he said it a couple times. I wanted to put one edit of it, one clip of it. When I heard him say this, it was the first time I actually felt excited about something in a long time, because I'm not really wired that way. I'm not selfish, and I don't just, but I have my theory of perceived authority, which dictates the 2 patterns of human behavior. And I've made a video in the past, but it was when I was trying something else about abortion and the real psychology of these, not the psychology of, let's say, a young girl who's scared and doesn't talk to anybody and goes, and maybe has this done because she doesn't know what else to do. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about someone like him or these activists that carry signs, and like, what in the hell in someone's brain makes them just act like that? Like it's okay to be like, I want to get rid of life. I want to get rid of, and listening to him talk, he explains the psychology that I understand. And that is, he keeps saying, I'm a single mom, no, grew up with a single mom, single immigrant mom, blah, 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 blah. And what he's saying is, one, he has a female perceived authority figure. That means he's psychologically imprinted on through the feminine, which means he functions as a mammal that has not been weaned. And now listen, that's across the board. Anyone who has a feminine perceived authority figure, which is the person who imprints on your emotional energy, that's, here, I'll throw this chart up. These are the two triangles of human behavior, the two patterns. This is how humanity functions at a baseline level. It explains so many of why they're binaries in almost all things. They fall out on these two charts because we're mammals and there's only male and female. And so if you have a feminine perceived authority figure, you function like a mammal that is not yet weaned. Now, that's why the triangle of oppression, you're dependent on the nursing mother. So I've said this and I've known this for a while, because if you watch a litter of kittens or puppies, when they're dependent on the nursing mother, they don't think about their brothers or sisters as individual little beings. They're just pushing them and shoving them out of the way because there's only so many teats and they need to get the sustenance to survive. And so they have a single track mind of, I need to get to mommy. I need to get to mommy. And therefore they see everyone else next to them as competition to getting to the nursing mother. And so I've known that for years, watching a bunch of feral animals, feral cats, and watching deer population and everything. But you look at humans, because there is no, what's the rationale for that? And he lays it out there, because he knew this offspring that this brother or sister was going to take from him, and he wanted to make sure that he got there first. That the psychology of a abortion rights activist is they have a feminine perceived authority figure, and they view offspring, every new baby, as more that they have to contend with to get to the nursing mother. That's the psychology of it. They're emotionally dependent on the female, so they function as if they're not weaned. And that's like, they don't see themselves as individuals. They don't see young, a child, a baby, as its own individual life. They see it as competition with them for the nursing mother psychologically. And Scott Galloway literally just says it. He says it right there. I would have had to go to work. Thank God mommy got rid of my brother or sister. I would have had to be responsible. It's nuts. I don't understand who this guy is. I guess he has a podcast and he's famous and successful. I don't understand why people listen to him. This makes no sense to me. So, okay. Yes, he's Mr. Smarty Pants, $100 million net worth. And he clearly states that I have a feminine perceived authority figure because I'm an only child who was raised by a single mom. Then he states, I'm thankful that my mom got rid of my potential brother or sister because it benefited me. That's exactly what I'm saying. The psychology of an abortion rights activist is someone based in feminine energy. And that's why if you look at the chart here, the triangle of oppression, he would have viewed his potential brother or sister as the perpetrator. If they come into the world, they're going to take from me and I'm going to have, so he would be the victim. And he takes comfort in the fact that that didn't happen. So the triangle of oppression is essentially the pattern of all progressive human behavior. All progressive human behavior. Because if you can take that pattern and it just maps right over every aspect of being a liberal progressive. The perpetrator, males are the perpetrator, females are the victims. The comforters are going to be, we're going to be, the feminists are comforters. The environment, industrial or humanities, the perpetrator, the environment's the victim, and again, the environmentalists are the comforters. Every pattern of liberal, progressive, socialists, communists. Oh, communists. Okay. The rich bourgeoisie or the perpetrators, the working class proletariat are the victims, and the communists are going to be the comforters. These two patterns are the only patterns that exist in human behavior across time, of all of civilization. And so thank goodness that that doctor didn't tell my mom, because maybe she would have gotten rid of me and my brother, and I couldn't have shared this with the world. So, geez, again, I guess I'm thankful for Scott Galloway, because he's given me an easy start off with my new podcast to get this information out there. Yeah, the psychology of an abortion activist, an abortion rights activist, isn't based in anything other than I function in negative energy because I have a feminine perceived authority figure, and I view the world through the lens of the triangle of oppression, and I see any newborn offspring psychologically, this is all subconsciously, as a potential competition with me and the nursing mother. You're all abortion rights activists or promoters are emotionally dependent on the feminine. They're not psychologically weaned. And if you listen to Scott Galloway talk, or any other liberal, progressive, it doesn't matter. This is the pattern of their behavior. This is the why of their underlying, actions for all the things they do. And that it's why no matter what, whenever you're talking, it just comes out each negative. It's negative and negative. And the other aspect of the negative emotion part is they only know how to identify things they don't like, and they only know how to take away. So yes, abortion is taking away the potential life that is going to cause you to have to go to work instead of go to school. But you probably still would have got your Pell Grant anyways. So I don't know why you even said that. It's weird. Okay, here I am. That's my breakdown of the why. So if you're one of these people holding these signs up, that's why you're an abortion rights activist. Not because you care about women, not because I don't know what you think you care about rights. It's about you psychologically see yourself as still dependent on the nursing mother, and you see any other life coming into this world as offspring that you have to contend with. That's it. That's the underlying psychology. And like I said, thank goodness that doctor didn't tell my mom, because I wouldn't be here today to share this with you. All right, I've got more from Mr. Galloway, so on to the next one.